Testing. Hello, testing, testing. Yeah, my microphone wouldn't work for some reason, but it seems to work now. It should be good, right? I think so. Welcome, Slycoons. Welcome, Savakar. Welcome, Felix. Welcome, welcome. Sounds good. Sweet. And I'm still not used to this new software. Still kind of weird. Okay, anyways. Hello. Welcome to a new stream. So, as you can see, this is neither of the projects I've been working on earlier. Again, the audio is fine, right? I can see my mic is sort of clipping, or is it fine? I think I'm just over nervous with this new software. Also, the subscription goal seems to update, so at least it's freaking working. Hello, Derpy Possum. Welcome. Glad to have you here. I see you're off the schoolwork for once. Naval warfare is such a pesky little thing. Yes, so what we're doing today is nothing about... it's neither Titanic, it's neither Archives. And don't worry, I'm not going to make this into like its own little game, but I was just having a bit of fun the past couple of days making a small little concept I thought was interesting. Because I've been playing a lot of, what's it called, World of Warships lately. Started 5 hours earlier than usual for this. Oh, nice. Yeah, so I've been playing a lot of what is it called? World of Warships, I think it is. Either way, I just thought it was super fun, like the whole concept of it. So I decided, just for fun, I want to see if I can create something similar, but not like the same thing, because I want to make this more stylish, like stylized, sort of cartoony. My idea is sort of more like a arcade type of thing, like a match you jump into for 5 minutes and then exit the game for another 12 months. But as I said, this is not going to be like a full-fledged game or anything. It's just a concept I'm having a bit of fun with. I've been working on this for about a day and a half. And yeah, so it's using actually a lot of the same stuff I'm using on the Titanic project, especially the water here. Like I'm controlling this, by the way. Like the water here is the same ocean sim I use on Titanic. And so it's all dynamic, as you can see when I move the boat around and stuff. The wakes update. Wakes looks real. Yeah, I know. It was actually surprising that it was kind of easy to set up. How did you do it? I'll go over everything I've done up until now in just a minute. So let me just show you the whole thing I got so far. I just need to disable some stuff here, because I was making a thumbnail and I want to remove some like weird ass stuff from the screen. Didn't make too much sense either way. Yeah, so I'm just gonna delete the AI for now. Okay, so what do we have here? As I said, I was really inspired by World of Warships, or whatever it's called again. And they have this cool system with your guns on the boat or the ship or whatever you're controlling, that each gun, like each ship can have multiple guns, but each gun has its own socket that it's kind of, it can't go through a certain angle, if that makes sense. So you can see my arrows here, when they turn red, I can't shoot the weapon. So this weapon down here can only shoot in about 180 degrees on the behind here. And the ship on the front is the same, but just on the front. It's probably really stupidly explained, but I also think you can see what I was going for here. And also, we got some delay. Just like some different weapons have different turn rates. So the arrows suggest where I want to aim. But you can see the guns kind of have this delay to it. So I can adjust this for each gun. Let's say you have a big ass bazooka. I know this is a sort of bazooka kind of thing. But let's say machine guns are really fast and adjust to the arrow immediately, while bigger guns needs more time. Again, it was probably horribly explained. I didn't really prepare an explanation, proper explanation for all this. But I think the concept is pretty straightforward. And as I said, it's going to be some sort of arcade kind of game. Like, I don't know if it's going to be local or multiplayer. Well, I definitely want it to be multiplayer, but again, right now I'm just having fun developing the concept. I could imagine this so good with an upgrade system like upgrading ships. Yes, exactly, Slygrunts, exactly. It's going to be that kind of arcade game. Because you can, my idea is you can buy different ships, and different ships have different stats. Like this ship is like it's sort of stupid. It's a fishing boat with 2 cannons on it, but I don't know. I wanted to make something not so serious for once. But yeah, so I was figuring we can have different types of ships, and let's say you choose a small racing boat. Well, then you're really fast, but maybe you only got one weapon slot, so you can only use one weapon. Or if you have a big battleship, then you can take a lot of hits, but you move very slow, you turn very slow. So it's going to be a... I don't know if you guys have ever played a game called Shell Shock Live. It's sort of like a tank simulator game. It's heavily inspired by for this. I'm doing something similar with my 2D space game. Cool, yeah, because I was also considering like having... We could change this to being aircraft or hovercraft or whatever. In my earliest concept, I actually had this being a sort of hovercraft kind of thing, like you were using spaceships and stuff. But as sort of the theme on my channel is Titanic, I was figuring it would be super cool to make something like naval warfare kind of thing. Okay, so briefly, I'm gonna try to make it brief. I'm gonna go over what I've done so far. Okay, so first of all, we got animations. Can you zoom in and out while inside the game? If it would be cool. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I could even use that right now. Okay, so before I explain any further, I think I'm gonna make like a zoom in function because that would help me showcase a lot of stuff here. So let's just make a zoom mapping here. I'm just gonna briefly make this. I should have no idea if this is even going to work. As usual. Let's do. Okay, so it actually is working. It's just super small. So we'll just multiply this by 25. Let's see now. Okay. Okay, I shouldn't have done that apparently. Yeah, well, we'll do it the easy way then. Because I don't know. So I'm just gonna make 2 different axes. You should add HMT Olympic in the background somewhere because you can never skip it. Like I'm just considering making this game as ridiculous as just placing weapons on Titanic and making Titanic like a drivable shipper. Okay, I just want to like. It's really stupid. Well, why is this all black here? What's going on? Well, I'm having like tons of guns on like a freaking fishing boat. Why is everything gone all of a sudden? Yeah, give me a second. I'll just restart the engine here. It's not a short break. It's just a short intermission till I figure out what's wrong here. Hello, Connor. Welcome. I'm doing very good. How are you doing, Connor? Okay, I'm so confused. What is going on here? Okay, that failed for some reason. I thought it was easier just making a freaking zoom in. Okay, we'll make it the even easier way. So a bit rough start, but it's all good. Okay, let me just make sure that this is working now. Let's just add 25 or something. Okay, cool. This is working. Change to 50 though. So we're just making like a really basic zoom in kind of thing. The level is still all black. I honestly have no idea what this is. There's nothing in the scene. This is definitely a bug, right? Why does this always happen when I'm streaming? Jesus. Like, there's nothing here at all. What's the next Titanic Echoes from Deepstream? After April, I believe, because I'm releasing a new video in April where I'm kind of explaining what's going on with the project. So after that video out, I'm working a lot recently, so that's why I'm doing small, stupid projects like this. Essential model. Yeah, I did get the link. I'll open it in just a second. But does anyone here have any idea what's going on? Everything just black. Failed to create entry points. I have never seen this before. Okay, I'll guess I'm rebuilding the level. I tried restarting, didn't help. This happened because I was making a zoom-in effect. Load an autosave? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'll see if this works first. The scene is so large. I'm so confused. I have never ever experienced this, so yeah, I think I do have to find an autosave. So if I close this, let's see. Yeah, I guess it's only the level I need the autosave for, right? Black. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, so that worked. That is the weirdest thing. That was very bizarre. Yeah, either way, I think we're back now, right? Let's see. Yeah, okay. Okay, so... Yeah, so we added a zoom in. Nice. Yeah, so I was talking about the animations of the ship. I hate unpredictability with this stuff. Yeah, I have never experienced that bug before. Okay, so this boat right here, it's not a skeletal mesh at all. It's just a static mesh, but I added some like manual animations to it. You can see now that it's idle. You can kind of see it bumping sort of to the waves. It's not matching the waves at all, but I don't really think you notice that. It's bouncing a little bit. It's a bit rough, but still does. And when I start driving, you can see that it's getting this bumping animation on the water, and that is based on its velocity. So that animation is going to scale based on how fast the boat can go. So if I have like a huge ship, the ship is going to be much slower, so it's not going to bounce as much. Because I'm really trying to make this project as modular as possible. Because I want to be able to make like a ton of different ships and a ton of different weapons. So I don't know if I explained it correctly earlier, but I want to have like, when you start a match in this game, you can select a type of ship that you own, or maybe you have to buy those using experience or something. Like you can use this fishing boat, which is kind of fast, and it's got 2 weapon slots, as you can see. We can equip 2 weapons on this fishing boat. And it's kind of fast, it turns decently. Or maybe you have like a warship. A warship, it's much bigger. Probably going to have more health, more weapon slots, most likely. But it's going to be very slow and kind of hard to maneuver. I'm not gonna make it super slow, like in World of Warships, which is where I'm taking a lot of inspiration. Like the biggest ships are so infuriatingly slow, and I don't want to make them that slow, because this is going to be like a fun, not realistic game. So I'm not going to lean too heavy on realism. So yeah, that's the concept. So you can choose between, basically when you start a match, you can choose a ship, and you can choose what kind of weapons you want on that ship. And the weapons are going to be different, the ships are going to be different, stuff like that. And each ship has these weapon slots, and all of these slots have their own axes, as I explained earlier. I'm just curious how far I can zoom out. Yeah, so the game is not polished at all yet. Basically what I've shown you so far is the most advanced thing. I spent a lot of freaking time working on these weapon slots, like clamping the axis of each weapon based on like a slot. I spent so much time on. Well, not so much time, but like 2-3 hours, because it was so weird setting up. Because you're working with a lot of different axes. I need to take the ship into consideration while also taking the weapon itself. into consideration, and the rotation for that was just, yeah, it was a hell setting up. Yeah, so the other thing we got, I got a basic AI, which should shoot at me. I'm not too sure where I placed him. Okay, he's coming here. So he's not shooting at me at the moment, because he's not properly set up yet. And also it doesn't have the same rules as my ship. But yeah, we also got a damage system. Like a really basic one though. And it's actually super hard to actually hit with these things. We also got a death animation, if I can trigger it. Okay, so we kind of triggered. Right. I'll show you the death animation actually. Because I took inspiration from our favorite ship. Let's see if I can find it here. I like the light from the shrapnel reflecting on the water too. Yeah, that is thanks to Unreal Engine 5.1, as water can finally reflect what's above it. Okay, so I think it's die. Okay, so now when I begin the game, it's going to play the animation immediately, I think. So yeah. Okay, it's really fast, it's really fast. Okay, let me... Why does this bug happen? Oh, we'll fix the bug later. Okay, now we should get a better view of the animation. So there's a lot of stuff we can work on today. I say as I don't know what to work with. Yeah, we did get some errors when dying. Actually, you know what I think I want to do first is actually create a new weapon. Because I wanted to see how it would look if I equip two different weapons with like different attack speeds and such. Because now I got two bazookas, which is my only weapon at the moment. So I want to create something like a machine gun or I don't know, something like that. Beautiful, epic perfection. Looks cool, cinematic work of art. James Cameron wished he could sink a ship this beautifully. I know, right? That's mostly why I wanted to work on something like this for a little while. Because I'm kind of tired of working on like some serious stuff all the time. Like the Titanic project and Archives is super serious and it's photorealism, stuff like that. So I really just wanted to have something stupid to work on. So as I said, I doubt this is going to be like a full-fledged game. I'm just having a lot of fun right now. Yeah. So let's just see if we can spawn this weapon properly. Okay, yeah, so it does work. We just haven't changed anything in it. So I've tried to, as I said, I tried to make this as modular as I possibly could. Yeah, so in theory, it should be very easy to make this new weapon. I think this is the missile. Oh, right, this is the bullet. Because each bullet has its own actor. I couldn't figure out a better way how to do that. Yeah, so this is a bazooka weapon. So I guess our rifle has to be like this small. I don't know if it's even going to be a rifle. I mean, we'll just test something out there. So, bullets, machine gun. Okay, let's see. Okay, so yeah, I know what the problem is. I think the bullet's going really. Oh, yeah, it is. It's going 24,000 meters per second. So yeah, that it's a fast bullet. Let's turn that down a bit. Let's also increase the fire speed here. Damn. I guess it's way too small though. Right, because I couldn't figure out how to scale Niagara systems. Barks indeed. Okay, how does it look if I shoot at the enemy? Let me spawn a AI here. Does it even recognize that it's being hit? Let's see. Oh, damn. Oh yeah, well, we sunk it. Okay, so that's broken. But we can't even see where we're shooting. Rail. What about this? Oh, damn. Okay, the AI actually sunk us. Okay. See if we can find something else there. Okay, so this is the one we had, I believe. But you can barely see the trails. And the freaking muscle flare is gigantic. Joe Trindade, sorry if I mispronounced that. Thank you for the subscription. Thank you. Welcome to the nerds. Okay, so I have no idea. Is this one right? Yeah, it's freaking huge. Tiny. But maybe that is enough actually. No, you can't even see it. No. It's a weird muscle flash. Would there be a night level as well? I mean, I would love to have a bunch of different levels. Like some levels in the Arctic, maybe some in the Pacific. Stuff like that, you know? I would really just love to make this as varied as possible, I guess. Where's my freaking bullet, though? Not a missile. Machine gun. There we go. Okay. How big is this? Oh, wow. Yeah, there's some weird stuff going on here. I think it's still firing way, way too fast. $6,000? Yeah, that's kind of more what I was considering. It's still way too broken though. Like we can reduce the damage and stuff eventually. Hello, Mr. Sierra Romeo. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Good inspiration for a Friday evening. Thank you, if you meant that towards me. But yeah, I was really feeling inspired, so I wanted to create something cool. Can you ram the enemies? I was actually, I've been like, trust me, I've been having tons of ideas for this. Because also in World of Warships, you can ram enemies, but it's never worth it because you take so much damage yourself. But I was considering like making options for all the ships so that you can essentially build your own ship and be able to absolutely ram the enemy and deal massive damage to them. I think that would be kind of fun. Long time since I did C++ animation engine on Windows 3.1 in 1993. Oh, wow. Damn. That is 3 years before I was born. I was 25 then. Oh, wow. So you were probably very early in the industry then. Maybe even one of the first ones. Well, I know obviously there's more people before that, but I don't know. What do you do for a living? Or did you do? Ramming is what ironclads did in the American Civil War. Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. Okay, Lycoons. Let me see if I can download your ship. Alright, there's folders. Okay, okay. So one of my moderators has made a ship model, and we're gonna see if we can maybe turn this into a battleship. It's the SS New York. Obviously this wasn't a battleship in real life, but as I said, I don't really care for this game. I am in simulation. Okay, cool. In like movies and film and stuff, or because there's a lot of stuff within simulation. And what kind of simulations did they do in 1993? Like math and stuff maybe? Maybe some engineering? Flight simulation. Okay. That's very interesting. That's super cool. At least Merrimack did at Battle of Hampton Roads. Okay, I'm not the biggest guy, especially not the American Civil War, so I don't really know what that is, but it's obviously a battle during the Civil War, the American Civil War. Okay, let's check this model out. Damn, Slycoons. Damn! You even textured it. I didn't know that. Yeah, we got some normal issues here, but whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Oh, maybe I was on the wrong side. Alright. Yeah, you only got one side complete, right? You have to import the model when bringing the model. Import the normals? So you're talking about the normal map? Or is that like an option? Oh, just... Great model. Yeah, Slycoon Sarah is a very good model. Let me... I'm not too sure what you meant about importing the normal. Like, I am importing. There's a checkbox. I am importing the model normals though. There's something else I don't see. And tangents. Can't you just set UV to use two-sided? I can, yeah. But there seem to be a lot of materials there. The interesting thing is how professional simulation is moving more and more to use commercial game engines instead of proprietary technology. Yeah, that has been my job for about 5 years now, to use game engines for like a real world simulations. That's a lot about what my job is for. Still seems to mess up a bit on one side. It's not an issue. Well, it's not going to be an issue, Flaggons, trust me. Because we're going to be seeing the ship from like this distance. Okay. Holy. Okay, I don't think we can have this size difference. It's gonna be a lot for a fishing boat to take down this behemoth of a ship. That would be like a... Oh my god, imagine like a boss or something. Just this huge passenger ship being a boss or something. Okay, let's check our model out. Is there no lighter? Can't I just send you an Unreal Engine file? I don't know how to export that. I mean, you can, but it doesn't really matter for this Flaggons. I'm sure we'll figure it out eventually. This is just me messing around. Like, the one side here works perfectly fine. What asset do you use for water? I'm using Waterline. Waterline it's called. Boss battle, HMT Olympic ramps you. It's so like in like 3 seconds. That is a super interesting concept though. Just having a huge freaking ship as a boss. And maybe you and your mates need to just look at this, how huge it is. Doesn't have any collision. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'll try importing it one more time, but I don't really know. Like, what is the issue? Is there like a mirror modifier not applying? Wasn't Fluid Flux better for a more artistic look? Fluid Flux is very heavy to use, and it would not be necessary for like a small thing like this. The only reason I'm using this is because it leaves nice ship wakes, essentially. Yeah, I'll try importing it one more time. Okay, so it was on normals, right? Let me see if there's something else there. I'll just make the materials two-sided. Not an issue. There's a lot of fucking materials though. Sorry. I never learned. This YouTube thing is kind of new to me still. Okay, there's so many materials, so I'm not gonna. Sorry, I'm not gonna go over each one of them. I'll just try to make a ship variation now with your SS New York. So we scaled this down by 0.3. So let's say we would actually want a let's think about this realistically. If you could choose between this and this. So I do maybe think we have to go like this. Yeah, this isn't too bad, right? I mean, yeah, when you're the little ship, or like the fishing boat, you got the props of the perks of being much faster, much more maneuverable. And with this big one, you're slow. Okay, how can I balance a fishing boat and a passenger ship? So how much C++ do you need to know to get this stuff up and running? 0. You don't need to know C++, but you need to understand the concept behind programming. Object-oriented software engineering concepts. Well, yeah, again, 0 C++. You can go C++ if you want to. But Unreal is based on something called... you've been in the industry for a while, so I'm sure you know what nodes are. So programming in Unreal is based on nodes. So you don't need to know how to write code, but you need to understand the concept of programming and coding. You need to understand what each piece can do. It is coding still, it's just a more visual way of coding. Yeah. Okay, what if we put it to 0.1? Okay, so obviously we're not going to use both of these models because I want all the the ship models to be heavily stylized. It's going to, yeah, like it's typical stylized. It's going to be blocky and curvy at the same time, like small and compressed. So the sizes there aren't final, obviously, but I do want to have like a sort of idea to what scale I'm going for here. Question: how can we handle large project with this visual approach? You categorize each. I mean, it really depends on what you're making. But you have like unique blueprints. Like this whole thing does one thing, and then you have another, which does a whole nother thing. So you don't have to write everything inside one single blueprint. You use many. It's several developers, modularity. Oh, version control. Oh, it's basic version control. There's not too much magic behind it. It's like with different. It's pretty similar to like every different creative program or software. Okay, either way. Ship, let's call it this the New York. So let's plop the, and by the way, thank you Slacoons for letting me use your model as a warship. Okay, so first of all, I need to change the pivot here. So the pivot should be the middle of a ship. Oh, I didn't actually think about this. How would this look when it turns? If such a huge ship. Okay, anyways, let's just try to set the pivot where it's okay. Let's use the funnel here. The reference. Something like this. Could you maybe make the guns just slightly slower? I know it shouldn't be realistic, but I think it would have a cool feel to it. Well, that's the whole thing I want to do with like balancing each ship and each weapon. Like, let's say this small boat here has pretty fast turning of the weapons, while the bigger ships have much slower turns to it. Thanks, don't want to disturb your flow too much. If it's boring for the others, we maybe can... No, not a problem, man. Not a problem at all. I'm here mostly to work on my own project, but... No, I'm not... Sorry. I'm here to work on my own project, but mostly to communicate with you guys. And it's also really cool kind of learning... Well, talking to someone who's been in the industry for that long. So it's not an issue at all. Okay, so as I said earlier, I want to make this as modular as possible, and I think I have made it as modular as possible. So already, if I okay, if I delete this, this in arch. Oh my. Okay, so I think I forgot to change the size. Yeah. The 0.1, right? God damn it. Okay, there we go. Let's just drag the model down a little bit. So if I auto-possess this now, hopefully I can now control this. Let's see. Okay, okay. Okay, so I can. I don't know if you guys can see any issues with this. Well, it is called an ocean cruiser, right? It's definitely cruising. Looks so janky. Yeah, it's because it's way too fast. Oh, this is funny. Cruising. Also, the animations here does not work for a ship as big as this. Mobile game wipes. Yeah. I think we can fix this. Okay, so I've completely forgotten how to control the speed of this. Right. So a floating pawn. So every setting here should essentially be changed. Max speed, way down. Acceleration, way down. Deceleration should... Is the higher value here more positive or negative? Let's check. Okay, so now we should hopefully feel better. Okay, it still turns way too fast. Try both mechanics on Titanic model. Set to have ship snap in half on sharp turns. Oh wow, that does sound like a nightmare to set up. I wish it was that easy. I genuinely do. Okay, so what I have learned from using this asset, like the ocean, is making the materials that are colliding with the water. If I make them two-sided, it should work much better. So if we go into the model, find the water line here. I'm guessing it's this one. Yeah. So I'm just gonna make this two-sided. And this is the black one. Yeah. Two-sided. Let's see if this is better. It is. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is much better for the simulation. Okay, so what we need to change now is the turn speed. So I'm gonna have to go back into the parent there, and I'm probably gonna have to change back and forth with controlling the fishing boat and the New York itself. Also, we can probably lower this ship just a tiny bit more. Let's say 35. So now I'm going to make a function in the ship parent. So when the ship spawns, it's going to apply all the different stats of the ship, like turning rate, movement speed, freaking friction, stuff like that. So set up boat stats. And I know it's called a ship, but I'm just calling it boats because, well, I also have boats. Imagine if SS New York actually turned that fast. Titanic's turn would have stood its chance. I know, right? Titanic could have done like a 360 around the iceberg. Okay, so this is, what's a different word for stats? Because it's not stats. Stats are more health and armor and stuff. These are more like, I guess there are stats. Anyways, I'll just call them stats. Who cares? Okay. First of all, I'll call this. Yeah, we'll go about this the old-fashioned way. Let's give it a name first. Boat name. Would setting first-person bridge view be more realistic than for the person? Maybe set that the wheel engine telegraph or use for game mechanics instead. Are you talking about this game concept or my Titanic game? Because the reason this is like this is because it's supposed to be like a, what I call it, arcade game that you're just going to jump into. It's not going to be too serious. Like I'm placing guns on a passenger ship for this game. I guess I couldn't have a setting that would snap to like first person, but it's going to be like so stylized. I don't think it's going to add much to the game, to be honest. But it's way too early to I don't know. We'll check it out though. Okay, so stats. Let's just copy this a bunch. Okay, call this name. Then we're gonna have well, it doesn't really make sense to set this up here again. Because it's in the freaking floating pawn. It's just more better to have it here, I guess. Okay, well, we'll just translate it, I guess. Movement speed. I'll guess it's called max speed. Max speed. Acceleration. Can't parse default value. What on earth are you about? Can't parse default value. None for. Oh, okay. I just need to recompile. Okay, then deceleration. I don't know what turning boost is. I've been turning this up and down a lot, and it hasn't changed a single thing. So I guess the deceleration. Deceleration is a big thing, especially for big ships. Okay, what other sets? Turning rate, turning rate. How fast does the ship turn? Okay, what else is the difference between a small and a big ship? Like, not realistically, but in a game. Turning rate, and we got movement speed, deceleration speed. I love that it's actually using, it's going so far up in the waves. speed turn rate. Yeah, I already got those. What? I guess we can start with this. Ship pitch based on rate of turn. I think that's a bit too advanced for this. I don't know. I have no idea, to be honest. Either way, we'll keep it like this for now. We'll set just this up. Okay, so how? Because now when I press this, we are... Okay, so stats. Can we move stats up? We can. Or can we? Yeah, okay, we can. This has always confused me. Okay, so now the stat should be almost at the top. Yeah. I think the bobbing up and down kind of looks fun, maybe if it's a miniature art style. Yeah, I agree. Though this one is a bit too much, I think. Well, maybe now that I see it, I actually kind of love it. Though that is something, it's too early to think about now. I think I'm gonna have to develop some art styles for this first. And now that I think about it, I actually think ships like this could be pretty freaking fast as well. It's just that they're gonna turn really slow and they're gonna accelerate really slow. But once they accelerate, I definitely think it could be pretty fast. Have Titanic have like 0.1 angle turn when doing sharp turn, but smaller speedboat, maybe 15 degrees max. Yeah, so just give Titanic like the smallest angle turn just to spread salt in the wound. Also the turn radius. Turn radius. That is interesting. Isn't turn radius based on turn speed? Okay, this map is way too complicated for me. Okay, either way. So we don't need to change the name, but we're gonna get the max speed, acceleration, deceleration, and we're gonna set max speed. Now you're gonna ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I making unique variables for this instead of just going into the floating pawn and changing it here? It's just to have everything under one like category. So when I'm making a new ship, everything I need to do and everything I need to change is going to be here. So I don't need to move into each different components and stuff like that. That's essentially it. That acceleration. Plus shift turn center of gravity being from propeller and not center of the ship. Sets of ship can't turn it unless it's accelerating. Yeah, because the center of gravity on a ship is interesting, but I'll show you why I put it in the middle. If I move this, now the center of gravity is here at the propellers. We're gonna get some interesting results. This is why I put it in the middle. Just for a game, it works. And again, this is not going to be hyper realistic. This is going to be like a stylized, fun game to play with your siblings, I guess. No, I get what you're meaning though. It's not the center of gravity, but it's the center of rotation. But that's also based on the movement speed. I think. Okay, I'm not gonna talk too much about it, because I'm not a genius in math at all. Wonder if car mechanics is a good clue on how to do this. Yeah, earlier I did, because I wanted the area to be filled with gigantic waves, and that your ship kind of has to jump over waves and stuff. So I did a lot of research on how vehicles actually move, like vehicles with wheels, on how they move, but those have suspension in each wheel, and I guess ocean is some kind of suspension. So I started to make a suspension system, but then I figured that I don't need that, because I think it's way too advanced for what I'm actually trying to achieve here. How do your clouds look so good? Because it's a 360 image. That's why. It's not even mine. This is the basic map of the assets. This is just a 360 image. So when will the game include teardown physics capability? I'm trying to make this a fast game to develop, so probably never. Either way, what were we doing? Yeah, we were setting up the stats. Right. That acceleration. And lastly, we're gonna set the... Well, do we set this? No, we don't. We actually just use this, I guess. So the turn rate is gonna be here. Because if I remove the one I have now, I should turn... Oh yeah, I can do crazy 360s now. Okay, so... this should be divided by the turning rate. So turning rate has to be 0. Let's just give this default values for now. Okay, so now comes the fun part, where we can actually tweak the settings here to fit a passenger ship. Okay, the stats wouldn't update for some reason. Do I need to drag this? God damn it. Okay, so name is going to be York. The name doesn't really matter at the moment because we're not changing anything. I guess we can. But yeah, I'm not gonna bother with that right now. Okay, so 400. Let's just see if this works. 400, 400. Damn, he fast. Alright, I'm not... Sorry, I'm stupid. I'm not running the function I just made. Could you make turning speed in independence of general speed, or is that hard to do? I mean, it is possible. The question is it necessary for like a stylized game like this? I'll definitely look into it though, because I have considered the same. As also Dark Moon said earlier. The pivot point is generally at a 1/3 of ship's length from the bow. The ship is moving ahead between 1/4 length from behind the stern with the post of the stern. Yeah, so I don't know how realistic I'm gonna go with this. Right now, I don't imagine it's going to be too realistic. Like the most important thing to me is that it feels good to control, right? Where's my begin play though? But yeah, I'll definitely look into everything you're talking about. Set up both stats should definitely be at the top, because that should be done first. And also, we need to access this later, in case we like upgrade our ship to have better turning rate, more movement speed, stuff like that. It's blue ribbon time. I have no idea what that means. Okay. So now comes the fun time. Well, the fun part, where we can actually customize the ship ourselves. Okay, so this ship needs a slow turn rate. I'm just gonna put in 4 here. That means it's going to divide my input by 4. So it's going to turn 4 times slower. And I even think maybe that's even too fast. Let's try 6. Maybe this ship could be the secret ship that you unlock at the very end. Maybe. Okay, so now it's got a turn rate of 6. And you can see how slow this is. And just imagine like the guns I showed you earlier that only have access to shoot from this side. So you're gonna have to turn like, yeah. But it's way too early to like balance all of this. the balancing, I can balance it once when I just got 2 ships. Herman doesn't know what a blue ribbon is. It was the unofficial prize for the fastest transatlantic crossing, which... Oh, okay. I probably knew what it is. I just didn't know the name of it. I'm a huge Titanic nerd. I have never said that I'm a huge ocean liner nerd. Okay, so the turning rate is probably a bit too slow. I'm gonna take it down a tiny bit more, and I'm gonna increase the movement speed but decrease the acceleration and deceleration, so it can go faster but it takes longer to go faster. That's my plan. Okay, so turning rate down to 5, max speed, let's say 600, acceleration, let's try 50. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so it's slow. It's super freaking slow. But it's going much faster though. That's actually kind of satisfying. And if I stop it completely... Okay, so now I'm driving. Driving actually. Okay, yeah, the acceleration is way too slow. I'm gonna set the acceleration to 250. Oh, this is the wrong ship. God damn it. Acceleration to 250. Deceleration. Let me just write on random number here to see how it actually works. Okay, that's way too fast. This ship. To 150. Okay. Okay, that is interesting. Or because a deceleration only happens when I'm not pressing inputs, I believe. If I put this to like 500, what happens then? Okay, so I can I can negate the I can like completely negate the deceleration by just moving backwards. Because if I release, I'm moving forwards now, and now I release, and this is the acceleration. But if I just reverse, it stops immediately. And also, I can't turn now. For some reason, I can't turn. Oh, I set the turning rate to 500. Okay, so this is supposed to be at 5. I set it to 500. Maybe the buoy power-ups for increased speed. Yeah, I was just thinking about in my concept earlier about having like, how do we even say that word? Is it buoy? Buoy? Something like that. Yeah, that definitely has to be a thing for like upgrades or some perks, something cool. Drive over them like to this actual game. Yeah, for sure. Maybe just make the reverse a lot slower. I mean, normally you don't really use that anyways. Yeah. How even is the... So if this is negative, okay, let me just print string this. So I'm accelerating, it's at 1. Either way, when I'm going backward, it's -1. So if this is less than 0.001 to give me some leeway, okay. If this is less than 0, should you even be able to reverse? Yeah, I guess it do. Yeah, you know what? This is an issue that is not worth spending time on right now, because it's such a small issue. What sucks about making multiplayer games is that it's super hard to test them out. So I'm gonna have to make a... Okay, first of all, I have to make a whole nother child here. And this is the fishing boat. So I do think my stats has changed. Let's just see if I throw this one out and I possess it. Yeah, so now this is super freaking slow. So I think I need to be able to like switch pawn with the press of a button. So if I make like multiple different ships, I want to be able to press one button to like jump to the next one. How would I do that? Like I get all actors of class, I guess, yeah. I love imagining sentences without context. I'll have to make a whole other child. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's programming for you. I mean, sometimes it is necessary to make a whole nother child, though. When your child ends up sitting on the internet streaming while he's making idiotic video games, that is definitely a reason to make another child. Dude! Did you freaking see that? Okay, look at this stick-ass sinking animation. I made it for this fishing boat. I didn't even think about that it's going to work for this one as well. Just look how sick that looks. Okay, now it's going to sink. Damn! Oh no, it needs to go down further. That was so sick though. That was super sick. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly, well, I always say quickly. It's probably not going to be that quick. But I'm gonna try to make like a quick system so I can change between active actors or children. So I'm making a button to change children. Maybe equip them with laser guns like the one in June with slices through anything. Interesting. I was considering making a perk or something that your projectiles penetrate the ship to maybe hit other ships behind it. But I don't know. And also, I have never seen Dune before, and I know I'm such a sci-fi fan, but I have never seen Dune before. It's on my list. I just haven't seen it yet. Okay, so how would this be done? We get all actors of class of the ship parents, and we get let's say we get the length. And then we could go random integer. Well, that is going to switch random, but then we can cross-check if... It's been a long time since I've worked with possessing pawns. Recently began watching The Last of Us. I'm not that far yet, but I have to say, Ellie is pretty annoying. You think so? I haven't seen her as annoying. Well, I guess her character is supposed to be like the annoying brat. Well, she's obviously not a brat, but... like the foul mouth. If you need a bird model to play around with, I recently uploaded one to Sketchfab. Send me the link, Derpy. Of course, if I can use anything you guys have made, of course I'm gonna use it. Okay, yeah, so what I was saying, we're gonna cross-check. Okay, this is gonna have to be some... sorry. I'm gonna have to test this a bit. We're gonna check if this is equal to ourself. Because if it is, we don't want to do anything, because there's no use in possessing ourselves. Again, there's another line for you to take out of context. There's no need for possessing yourself. But if it's false, let's player controllers and stuff. Possess this. Okay, let's see. So now I'm playing this one. If I press tab, nothing happens. Of course. Why though? Let's just print this to see that it actually is running through. It is. Oh. Okay, so it's sometimes working. Okay, I don't care. It's working either way. So let's change up the stats of our fishing boat. I'm just gonna use this ship as a reference. The max speed should definitely be 1000 is fine. Acceleration should be pretty high. Deceleration, we're a little iffy about that just yet. Oh damn, this turn rate is insane right now. Derpy, are you still not a member of our Discord? I mean, if you got Discord, you should definitely join the Discord. You can send links there and stuff, and I do also post a lot of updates there on my projects, which never sees the light of YouTube. Unless, right, you can't say 10 PMs on YouTube anymore. God damn it. Okay, what was I doing again? The turning rate is set to 1. Okay, let's just see. It's super fast moving, and it's small, so it's going to be really hard to hit. So, I need to definitely balance this somehow. Though, with a bigger ship, you get more gun slots, I guess. This boat is crazy. $360. I definitely think the smaller boats are going to be a little overpowered here. But balancing stuff like that comes later. For sure. Let's change the acceleration somewhat though to 450, turning rate to, let's set it to 1.5. Okay, so the next thing, let's try setting some guns on this ship. So yeah, I know it's a passenger ship. I don't know where it's most likely to have weapons. Though, I mean, the back here makes sense to me. And I guess the front. At least we'll test it out. Why doesn't the weapon spawn here? Oh, maybe because I hadn't bought them yet. Okay, so now it actually got the guns. In the world, this kind of ships have guns mostly at the front and the back. Yeah. So they're super small for some reason. What's the difference there? I guess it's because of the mesh, right? I should definitely fix that, because the size shouldn't be dependent on the component. That should be the mesh. Because like every single child of the mesh, their scale is gonna get messed up once I scale like the parent. So say this boat here, I needed to scale it down to 0.3 because it was so big. But I think I'm gonna have to do that in the model itself now. So I'm gonna do that. I am wondering though, is this the best size for like the ocean and stuff? Or should they possibly be even bigger? Okay, let's use the New York as an example. What happens if I increase the size of this? There we go. Yeah, it is going to be janky. I'm just trying to look at like the water physics. Let's just scale out. Yeah, this is going to happen just because of my water stuff. I think the previous size was better. Try 0.2. Also, I'm like this water here. I'm going to stylize the water, make it fit more, because we don't want like photorealistic water and models super stylized. I think I actually like the 0.1. Okay, so the New York needs to be scaled to 0.1 and the fishing boat to 0.3. Gotcha. And I can finally do that with the modeling tools. Zero 0.3, bake rotation and scale. God damn it, now everything is off scale. That's fine though. Now we also got huge guns. This is why you always set your scale beforehand. Just out of curiosity, you'll still be making Titanic Echoes from the Deep in about a year or so, right? Yeah. I'll be making that for the next 5 years or so. But yeah, neither of the games I'm working on are cancelled. I know my YouTube has been really quiet lately. It's just because I'm in working. It's just because I'm in working a lot. I need to make a living, and I just haven't gotten really much time to work on development and stuff. Also, Echoes from the Deep is going through some kind of revolution. I've talked about this earlier, but in early April, I'm going to be releasing a new devlog for Echoes from the Deep, where I'm going to be explaining kind of what changes are happening. It's not too drastic, so it's still the same game-ish. It's just a little smaller. Because I don't want to work on this game until I'm retired. I hope that makes sense at least. Jesus Christ, this machine gun is so deadly. Alright, I didn't scale the New York. So I need to scale this down to 0.1. Bake. you can do insane slides with this ship. It's like a slow motion car turn you only see in Hollywood movies. Yeah, there's a lot of kinks to work out there. Fast and Furious, but with large boats. That's a movie I'd watch. I did something wrong here. Right. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, I did not expect that to happen. Jesus. I can't even get out alive. That's funny. Assembled army. Avengers. Yeah. I got alive at least. Oh my god, it's lagging. And I died. I was just trying to spawn in some enemies. Okay, so what's next now? Like there's a lot of stuff to do here. Now, when I'm seeing this, I'm definitely thinking weapon ammo and the reload time. I mean, yeah, sure, I can decrease the damage it's doing. Is that even based on the weapon? I don't think it is. Take damage. Uh, oh, this is in the projectile, right? Yeah, so this is in the projectile. So I need to translate that to the weapon. So the projectile gets the damage from the weapon. But the weapon also needs to get the damage from the ship. In case I want to upgrade the ship to have more damage. Am I doing this correctly? I have no idea. Probably not. Okay, let's either way decrease this damage here to get a more feel of what a machine gun could feel like. Also, we need damage fall off for sure. Also, I need to remove that stupid explosion. It's super annoying. Especially when using the machine gun. Interesting. I can pause the animation while I'm attacking. Oh my god, Slackums, didn't you make the propellers? Oh my god, so unrealistic. I also was considering like having different damage zones for each ship or each boat. Like if you hit the middle, it's going to do more damage than in the front or the back. But again, it is a question of how realistic do I want it, like, because if I make it too realistic or too strategic, it kind of loses that arcade vibe. yeah, I think that's enough for today. Was a kind of different stream, but as I said, I just had a lot of fun just working on this new concept, and yeah, I just kind of want to make something where I can go a bit crazy and not be so serious all the time, not always think about photorealism and realism and stuff like that. But either way, it was a fun stream. So thank you all for watching. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. Next stream. Not too sure yet. I still got some work to do. After next week, I should have more time. That's when I'm also going back to YouTube to make some more videos. So, I don't know. Join our Discord if you want to be reminded of when I go live or other updates. So, yeah, guys, thanks.